Welcome, dear friends, to New Heart, New World. I'm Rasika Manjari, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today's topic is on a harbour in the tempest. Now let's start by exploring the current World Health Organization definition of health. It states that health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So we can see that the standard definition of health is pretty high, but how many people in reality on this planet actually meet this lofty definition? I can guarantee you, not many at all. But why is this definition in place at all? I mean, if we can hardly hope to meet it as collective humanity. So in the creation of this definition, there seems to be some understanding that we're meant for more. That in order to be in a state of total well-being, several aspects of ourselves and our needs as human beings needs to be addressed. But why are we so dismally failing to make this a reality for the inhabitants of planet Earth? And I don't just mean the human inhabitants. Why? Because there is something missing, something very important. One key aspect of the World Health Organization definition of health is missing, and it's conspicuous by its absence. And to relieve you of your suspense, the missing something is that of our spiritual well-being. Our spiritual identities are not mentioned at all. And we can't deny the importance of this aspect of ourselves because since time immemorial, humankind has needed to connect somehow or another with their spiritual origins. Somehow we forgot along the way that we are more than just glorious animals, however. But sadly, many don't know this essential and fundamental truth, that we are not these bodies at all, but we are spirit souls. Our bodies are actually just like clothes that we shed from life to life, but it's our true spiritual essence, our soul, that remains unchanged. Now, we all need shelter. It's a basic human need. We can't deny that. We need to protect our bodies and give them the care they need. We also need emotional shelter, and we find this in relationships and with each other. And when these needs are properly fulfilled, we can indeed meet the standard of the World Health Organization definition of health. But the mistake we often make is that we try to achieve these levels of well-being at the expense of our need for spiritual shelter. And yes, it's true, we also need spiritual shelter. But many of us don't recognize this need because there is a lack of knowledge about our spiritual identity. And this is the trap of the material world. We're led to believe through the prevailing values of modern society that we are only these bodies, and that catering to them and everything associated with them is in fact the goal of life, the ultimate goal of life. But we could not be more wrong if we tried. This is actually the root of all our suffering and troubles. We forgot who we are. We forgot that we are spirit souls. So just to clarify, the goal of life according to the ancient sacred teachings of Bhakti Yoga is to take spiritual shelter. Exactly what the World Health Organization definition of health has left out. No wonder living in this world is a struggle. Now, many spiritual traditions around the world offer this kind of shelter. And a significant aspect of this shelter is the acquisition of spiritual knowledge, because after all, knowledge is power. And armed with this kind of knowledge, you're in a better place or position to make decisions that are going to enhance your happiness, not extinguish it or detract from it in any way. So this knowledge is what is being held back from us by the machinations of modern society. We're being deprived of this knowledge because it's so far removed from how mainstream Western society actually operates. We're just simply not exposed to it. However, this knowledge is readily available for those who seek it, and Bhakti Yoga offers this knowledge in great, loving detail on the pages of its ancient sacred texts. The deeply meaningful words on these pages are truly the harbour in the tempest of our crazy world. Now, this knowledge tells us where we've come from, who we are, and where we're going. It educates us about the mysteries of life, of birth and death, and what happens after we die. It explains reincarnation and how this is designed to help us release ourselves once and for all from the bondage of coming back, life after life. It explains our ultimate and true destination, and that where we really belong, which lies beyond this world as we know it, is a place where there is no anxiety or suffering at all. It's the residence of love in its purest form. It tells us what lies beyond our immediate vision in this world and who lives there. It explains to us in depth and in detail the nature, form, qualities and pastimes of our most intimate and sincere well-wisher, Krishna. He's also known as God, and he has infinite other names. We learn that to be really free and to experience the happiness that we so deeply desire and long for, we need to reconnect with our best friend Krishna, who we have forgotten for millennia in the passing mists of time. So all of this we learn, and the process of understanding and integrating this information in great detail has the effect of purifying us and elevating our consciousness so that the benefits we feel are immediate. We don't have to wait for some remote and distant possibility of happiness. It can be ours as soon as we like it to be. So over time, this happiness just increasingly expands and our experience of life changes because we have changed for the better. So we need, however, to apply ourselves and invest in a daily spiritual practice, just like we'd invest in any other thing that we want to achieve and make successful. Spiritual life is no different. But thankfully and luckily for us, the Bhakti Yoga philosophy, culture, lifestyle and practice is blissful in itself, and because of this gives us a taste for great things. And that higher taste, once achieved, cannot be surpassed by anything else on this planet. And once started, there is no going back. It's just higher and higher, onwards and upwards from there. One important aspect of the Bhakti Yoga tradition and practice is the chanting of the Maha Mantra. Now, Maha means great and mantra means to free the mind. So this great way of freeing the mind is designed to train the mind into blissful submission so that mantra meditation becomes the boss and the mind becomes your best friend. So the more you engage with this chanting, you start to find that your mind is no longer out to get you with its anxieties and depressions and countless other tricks. Because it's a process of training of the mind, and the more you chant, the better you feel. And you'll clearly start to see the benefits of chanting in your daily life. So, as we usually do in these videos, let's chant the Maha Mantra together now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this mantra is chanted out loud, either privately on japa beads, or it can also be sung in a congregational setting, call and response style, which is known as kirtan. Now, if you'd like to know more about the Maha Mantra, kirtan, and any other aspect of Bhakti Yoga, please visit my website at newheart-newworld.com. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe if this video was good for you. I also invite your comments because I would love to hear from you. Now I'll be back very soon with many more Bhakti Yoga treats to nourish your evolving higher taste. So until then, I wish you all well.